Yeah, bye. Alrighty then, everybody. We usually do this every Friday, but it's not Friday. It's the 4th. Happy holidays, everybody. Welcome to the Bearthoughts
Happy
podcast.
holidays.
We normally do this every Friday at 5 o'clock Central Standard Time, Eastern 6 o'clock. If you're around that time, be sure to be live in the channel, be talking with us, be a part of the conversation. Today is usually at this time is our D&D campaign. But unfortunately, because people want to relax on 4th of July or go and, I don't know, go on nice vacations or go and visit family members, there's always
Oh,
some
I felt that one.
complications. We
The hell you
assist
talking about? I'm on vacation. I'm still ready to go. Shit.
me plebs can't do nothing special for July. I'm home by myself. Happy holidays. But anyways, thank you for joining me today. If you haven't already know this, hope you have a good day. Hope you have a good night. I hope you always have a good life. We're gonna be just chit chatting, shooting the shit, and just having things. Tomorrow there will be no podcast because we're doing it today. Tomorrow we'll just see what happens. And right now I'm having a lot of fun playing certain games. We will talk about it a little bit later on. But thank you for joining here today. Corvo, how are you doing? How are you having fun over there in Orlando with the family?
I'm doing pretty good. We managed to get down here last night. Granted, we was a little bit out. We was about an hour further behind than what we had planned to do, because the weather bands that we hit. Like I said, we were coming down the road, and at points we were literally dropping the 20 miles an hour and turning all lights on, including the hazards. And the only thing you could see is the tail lights of the vehicle directly in front of you. Past that, it was just a gray sheet. You couldn't see shit.
Yeah, driving in
So
that
that
sucks. But
that tacked on another hour of driving for us. But I mean, we were gonna get here about 8. We ended up getting here around 9, so that wasn't too bad.
yeah, as I say, driving around that kind of weather sucks. But I miss weather like that. I really do. I'm used to I'm used to like thick, heavy, long-lasting rain. That nowadays around where I live, it's like, oh, it rained today. I can't tell because all of it's dried up and gone. Where'd it happen to the
Right,
rain? Like,
right. There's days where I miss waking up and it being pouring rain and it just not stopping that day, and you could just like walk out on the porch and look and like be then know that ain't no fucking body going out in this shit. It is
yep.
bad. That's the days that I would actually go get me like a 6 pack of Coca-Cola or something and go sit out on the porch and literally watch it storm because I
Mhm.
like to watch it rain. And I miss those too. But yeah, a few minutes ago when we were leaving the park, we went over to the park today because we're not planning to spend the whole day until tomorrow. But went over to the park today and picked up our annual passes. Um, and I've got this thing touched up in those couple of spots that didn't want to do right last time.
Mhm.
And we were coming back out of the park, and I'm talking about the moment we hit the area going through the parking structure, the bottom fell out. And I mean, it was blowing so hard. This parking structure is a 4-story parking structure.
Yeah.
We were on the third floor, and it was blowing rain in under the top floor between them into the area it was blowing. So
Oh.
luckily our hotel room's only like 10 or 15 minutes in normal driving from the park. So
Yeah, and this is where
yeah,
your hotel or your whatever for the week. You didn't go decide to go be big and fancy, get you one on campus this time.
not this time. This is now, and the reason we did that is because we wanted to wait to do that until we got the passes, because the passes give us discounts on those hotels.
Yeah.
So maybe next time we come, we might stay at one of those places or something. But this time it was literally just we picked one that was close by, so we could get down here, get our passes, do a couple of days, and then we'll come back later since we have the discounts and do a better hotel room and bring a little more money and have a little more fun. But this is just a quick trip to get everybody to relax from all the crap that's been going on.
Well, I'm just glad y'all got there safe. Glad you got there relatively around the time and y'all are having fun. And of course, like I've always said before, make memories with your loved ones, make memories with your family and friends. Um, that's where your kids will remember the most. Going to the park is one thing, but then those times with your family is really what it all boiled down to. And glad y'all get to have
Yeah,
the chance to do that with each other. Unlike,
yeah,
some
we're
family. Go ahead.
we're trying to take every chance we get. I mean, I couldn't really say no when the kids did all the work of saving their own money to buy their own annual passes. I mean, what am I going to say? Oh, you can buy your annual passes, but me and mom's not going to get one, so you still can't get down there? Nah, I'm
Hmm.
not doing that to them. You know, um, twist my arm, make me have to buy an annual pass. Ooh, it hurts so bad. Not really.
Well,
um,
as long as you're having fun. Well, so of course we're gonna be seeing each other in the next month or so, or into this month. I forget which month we're gonna be seeing each other. Um,
hang on, I'll double check with Stealthy. When was it that we were supposed to go see Grumpy? Huh? Yeah, but when do you remember? Okay, so either yeah. I thought we were planning. Okay, it was a weekend, and it was either the in the sometime this month, right? Yeah, one of the weekends this month is what we were planning.
well, hopefully all the who are just tripping, who does the riding is be safe then. But I'm glad y'all there and you finally got the season pass. I know y'all been talking about it for a while because it just gets we ever come visit y'all want to have something y'all can just take it and just go and anytime you want to. Um,
Yep.
I'm surprised. Like, of course, it probably got canceled. I'm surprised it's not gonna be like a 4th of July event tonight, but it's probably got canceled because of the rain, which I'm
I
sure
don't
would have
know.
been.
Knowing Orlando the way I know Orlando, if it shit stops for more than 35 minutes, you're liable to see them anyway.
Like, we're launching it, dang it! But okay. Oh man, I don't know. There's like I don't know if you know the biggest streamer right now. It's a brother that's on Twitch. His name is Kai Kenton or Canton. This is a young brother. Um, he last year or a year before that he like lit fireworks in his house. On 4th of July. And right now, everybody's trying to see if he's gonna do it again because right now, in his videos of his, he has like probably a couple of grand of fireworks right behind him, all sitting stacked on top and behind him in his room. And I hope he doesn't do it because I hope no young kids go and look at it and go, you know what? That sounds awesome. Let's do that in real life and set my family's house on fire.
Yeah, no, you don't shoot fireworks in the house. That's stupid.
Well, we'll say
I
this.
mean, we used to.
Good.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, I was just say, for a fair warning, the one of the biggest times of the year for house fires is 4th of July
Hmm.
and New Year's. So if you and your loved
Absolutely.
ones are hearing a lot of fireworks late at night and early into the morning, beware, be warned. Uh, your house could be set on fire because I had a friend in high school. He was a younger kid than me. I think I was like 2 grades ahead of him, and I was at where my friend's house, Mike Guerrero's. People had heard me talk about this gentleman before. I was at his house where he was living at the time, and this kid comes over, and it's on 4th of July, and he comes over to Michael's house. Now, at this time, I was not aware of what was going on, but I found out later on that this kid was using Michael's house as a place to go and do some illicit things. Um, and he went there, and it's 4th of July, and the next day, I go to school and this kid's not at school. And I come to find out that him or his family both died because someone shot fireworks and the fireworks got into someone's house and lit their house on fire. And his parents died in the fire inside the house while they were asleep.
That's terrible. That's terrible.
So, yeah. When I hear fireworks, I'm going, no. Like, we have people shooting fireworks the morning of, or pretty much, yeah, this morning of 4th of July. I'm like, and like a day ago too. It's like it's not 4th of July just yet. Shoot the fireworks on the 4th of July night, and then stop. I get, you get fireworks. You have to pop them because like, oh my god, he's a crack addict. You gotta pop them.
Well,
But
there's a trick. There is a trick. Like, so we used to shoot fireworks. Didn't matter what time of the year was in my family, but we had 90 acres of fucking land. Don't fucking shoot it right there. I mean, we would always take and set up like some sawhorses out in the middle of the field out back. Put all the tubes on it, and we'd fire them off into the clear air out there. But yeah, don't be trying to be like 2 feet from your house and fire a giant fucking mortar. That's kind of stupid.
I don't know if I ever asked this before, but how much money have you spent on fireworks in your years?
Oh,
Like the
that's
most.
a good question. Okay, so I think the most I ever spent was the last year that we did the fireworks show for my grandparents.
Yeah.
And I spent close to $600 in
that's
mortars and stuff like that.
See,
Now,
like that seems about reasonable. Like almost like it's a little bit close to the too much, but it
now
sounds
wait,
reasonable.
you didn't let me finish.
Uh-huh.
I spent $600. Understand that there was 3 people spending $600 a piece. Okay,
Okay.
so I spent 6. My uncle spent 6, and my cousin spent 6. So then we had a 4th of July that was fucking amazing, and I'm glad we did it because that was literally the last 4th of July that we got to do it for my grandfather.
Just
Because
hearing
my
how
grandmother,
much. Go ahead.
my grandmother had already passed away,
Mm-hmm.
and my grandfather was really wanting one more hell of a fireworks show before cancer got him.
Yeah.
And with him saying that, all of us was like, oh, okay, that means this is the year to step it up. We got to do this. And yeah, so that was a shitload of fireworks, and we fired them all off. And my cousin's husband had a drone that he set to hover, and he filmed the entire damn thing.
Well, that'd be pretty cool. If you had the fireworks going into the sky, and the drone follows follows the firework up and sees the explosion go around it, or happen nearby it and see it on camera, and keep it like in the sky. You can see the drone taking pictures or recording all of it. That's pretty cool. But again, seeing how much money people spend on fireworks each year, I can see why a lot of firework places are able to only open 2 times of the year. Because how much money people spend on fireworks each year.
Well, like the place that we have where we live now, we didn't used to have a actual dedicated fireworks store. We do now, and they're open every day of the year. And on the 4th of July, they have 4th of July sales.
Ah.
So you can go at any point in the town that I live in, drive over and buy a bunch of damn mortars, because the only rule is you can't shoot past a certain time.
Uh-huh.
Because of the sound ordinance.
Yeah.
And you have to be X amount of feet away from houses when you do it.
Okay.
Other than that, you got free reign. Hell, I've been laying in my bed in March and heard boom, boom, because somebody just decided, fuck it, I had this extra mortar. And that'd be the only one you hear that night, because they found that one that they missed, They just walk outside, fire that bitch, and go back in the house.
Like I said, I had neighbors that would, back when I lived in Mississippi, I had neighbors that the way to get our attention, if they want to get a call of this, was not a phone call. It was either to throw a bottle rocket or throw a mortar over in our yard and let it blow up so they get our attention. So we come outside and like wave us over. He's like, you can call. I get the attention.
That's what we used to do is we made something called a bottle rocket launcher.
Uh-huh.
So you know how hard it is that you could light a bottle rocket and toss it, and if you don't time it right, it hits the ground and goes scurrying across the ground and shit. Or timing it just right to get it to fly. Well, nah, I took that shit out of the equation. I built a shoulder held unit that you could slide the bottle rocket in, and it had a groove in it. So as long as you stuck the fuse up, fuse went into the groove, and you just went.
Yeah.
And me and a couple of my buddies used to all. I made us all one, and the funniest shit ever was we all had phone lines, but we never
Hmm.
fucking called each other. We all had different color fucking bottle rockets. Like I had the ones that had the sparkly gold behind it, and
Hmm.
I think one of my buddies had a red one, had the red sparkles, and one of them had the blue sparkles. So we wanted anybody wanted their each other's attention. You just walked out in the yard and you lit one and fired it in a general direction up high above that person's house, and they seen that shit and they knew which one by the color. And then they come outside. What the hell you want? And the people were like, "You got phones?" I'm like, "Yeah, but it's funner to do it this way."
Yeah, it seems like even when we were finally getting phones in our generation, our primitive mind was still going, "No, phones are nice. You know what's just primitive, more fun? Shoot a rocket at it. Explosions."
Well, I remember one time we were we were squirrel hunting in the woods, down in the woods, right outside of town, and ran out of fucking BBs and pellets for the pellet rifles and shit we had.
Hmm.
So we're like, well, shit. There's a bunch of them right there. How the hell are we gonna kill them? I remember looking down in my bag and realizing I still had one of those damn concussive fucking bottle rockets that when it went off, it made like a floating sound of, that make your ears go. "Doo." I reached
Uh-huh.
down there and grabbed it and stuck it in the end of my BB rifle. They said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm fitting to get 3 squirrels with one shot." Psh, boom. That joker, when it popped, it scrambled all three of them. They just, doo-doo. They're like,
Yeah.
"Shit, we've been using the wrong thing for years." I'm like, "Yeah, it's like dynamite and fish, man. You know, just aim it in the general direction. If it's close enough, it'll fry their noodles."
Oh man, we were, I don't know, your generation probably a little bit more wilder, but it just seems like like looking at nowadays what people would do and crazy stuff they would do, and we're like, oh yeah, there's a bunch of just wild kids, and then hearing stuff like that, going, yeah, we weren't no much different. We were pretty stupid too. Just it didn't
You
really
know,
much change
and
anything.
the thing is though is I look at that shit and I go, if my kids tried to do half the shit that I used to try to do, they wouldn't make it. They wouldn't make it. They wouldn't make it. I
Go
mean,
outside for
hell,
hours
even
on end.
even 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 my pets were extreme. I mean, I had a damn dog. She was a pure blooded feist, and when her ass ran, she ran like a deer, like loped. And her fucking feet, when she was at top speed, you could watch her run, and it did not look like she was touching the damn ground. And she loved to chase squirrels. And this one fucking squirrel ran up the pecan tree, and she was chasing him when he ran up it. And dude, she didn't stop. She had so much speed built up. She went up that side of that damn tree and ended up stopping on a branch. And she's just standing there in the fucking tree like this, shaking. Like, oh fuck, how do I get down? And I didn't know this because I was at school. Mom had let her out to use the bathroom. So she comes to the school to let me know that the dog is stuck in the tree. So I had to go see the school maintenance dude and get a damn extension ladder in the middle of my school day because I lived right across the street from the school.
Uh-huh.
Walk my ass across the street, go up in the tree and get my dog down because she done run up the tree and got stuck on a freaking branch trying to get a damn squirrel. But oh, by the way, she had that fucking squirrel when I got her
I ain't letting
too.
it go. I did all this work, dang it.
I looked at her. I said, "Katie, what the hell are you doing?" She's just looking at me like, "I got my squirrel. Just get me the hell down."
Well,
She never chased another one up there though. That was the one and only time. She said, "The hell with that shit."
okay. Well, um, yeah, like I said, our childhood was pretty wild and pretty crazy, and I'm just glad that we
Mm-hmm.
survived it. When your parents told you to go outside and not come back until the street lights came back on, that was an experience. And then going drink out of the water hose, out of the water hose, and being this never cold. It's
Yeah.
always either warm
Yeah.
temperature or hot as shit.
It's either room temperature or hot as fuck.
Yes, it's like, oh yeah, you get
And
water.
and then wonder why when you drink that warm water, why you get the runs later.
Hmm.
Because you just dumped warm water in my gut and everything in there just turned into a slushy.
I just glad that we kids don't have to worry about that nowadays, man. They'll be all
Did
be
you
screaming at the door, banging on it.
when when you was a kid, did you ever go looking for your own fishing bait like crawfish and tadpoles and stuff?
Oh, digging in the dirt trying to get worms was just like it was just a hassle. It was a chore. It just seemed every time I wanted to look for worms, I couldn't find them. Every time I did want to look for worms, I want to look for like roly polies. There was worms galore. I'm like, what? I don't need you right now. I want some. I want to see roly polies. I had a thing for roly polies. I didn't know why, but getting worms was just I never could find them. But they were
See,
always.
I never went and looked for worms. We
Mhm.
had a creek that wasn't far from my house, so we would go down there and get little crawfish and little tadpoles and stuff like that, and we'd keep them alive until we went to go fishing. Bait.
Yeah. I was not fortunate to get a lot of fishing opportunities. I just know every time I try to fish, I sucked at it. Like I guess I was just using the wrong bait. I'm going. I see people fish here all the time. They're catching something. I'm going. Am I doing it right? I throw it in the water. It goes in the water, goes splish, and just I'm like, come on, let's go, come on. Nothing. I'm like, I sucked at it. Then again, I never had like a dad out there going, all right, my son, let me show you how to fish. My dad was inside like a normal adult going, I pay for this AC, I'm staying inside. You go outside. Uh
No, my dad took me. Hey, I remember one of the first things he tried to do, try to teach me. Took me fishing. And he's like, all right, so this is a pole. And I'm talking about one of them old school like bamboo poles, because
mm,
we got to work our way up to reeling rods, you know. So he's like, this is your pole. You got your line on it. You got your weight. Here's your cork. You know, this is how you put your bait on it. And then this is how you swing it out there and put it in the water. Well, I'm a
mm.
kid. I'm thinking, well, I gotta swing it like that. That take too long. Why can't I just yeet it back and yeet it like this? Well, I found out why. After I snatched the hat off of his head and made a hook cut in the back of his head, there's a reason why I should have been doing it the other way. Because my ass told me that that was the wrong way to do that. Oh,
Your ass
after
told you
that,
later.
I gently sling it out there and sit there, you know. And then he took me the first time I ever shot a shotgun. He took me to shoot a shotgun. Now that
Yeah.
shit, that was the first time I ever cursed in front of my father. I was probably 10 years old, and he takes me out there, and he's like, "Well, I'm gonna teach him. I'm gonna go ahead and let him know what the worst could be. You know, we give him the worst, explain to him it's the worst, and then we'll put him on something that he can handle."
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, sure, yeah, 3/4 brass. Put 3/4 brass shells in this fucking shotgun, and there's this big ass round hay bale. He's like, "All right, pump it." So I pumped it, put one in. He said, "All right, I want you to take aim at the hay bale." He said, "I want you to turn it on the fire, gently pull the trigger, and let it do its thing." Son, I hit that thing and it blowed my ass damn near across the hood of the car. And I got up, I throwed him that damn shotgun. I said, "You could take this son of a bitch and shove it up your ass." And he looked at me, he said, "What'd you say to me, boy?" I said, "You heard me, daddy." He said, "All right." He said, "That's fair." He said, "That's fair. I did pull one on you." He said, "But son, that was the worst of all the shells that I've got." He said, "Now I'm gonna give you something you should be able to." And then he grabbed a low brass shell and put it in there. Well, hell, that low brass shell felt like a BB gun compared to that damn 3/4.
Uh-huh.
So hell, I started wrapping them off, you know. But that first shell, that's the first time I ever cussed in front of my daddy, and I got lucky that he was in an amicable mood to understand that, yeah, he caused it, so I'll take that one. I'll give you a freebie on that one. He
Free
said,
pass.
however, I would not repeat in front of your mama what you said to me today because she's not gonna let it pass. She gonna beat your ass.
Ah, boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Just lean
Uh,
up next to the car, son, and pull the trigger. Boom! What?
yes. What happened? I was standing up straight, then my head hit the back of the car, bounced back up, and realized how dumb I can be. And the day we learned that don't stand at the vehicle and let your body just go limp. Um,
Yeah, it sucked. I was sore for weeks, but yeah, I was like, "Damn, Dad, are you gonna teach me to do anything that's not gonna start out with the most difficult way and then take me back to the basics so I can understand?" He's like, "No, I figure if you get fucked up first, you'll do it right moving forward so you don't get fucked up again." I was like, so that's the teaching method. Got it.
yeah, that's an old school method. Like do it and get hurt, and bet you never do that again, and then you'll learn to do it right. And because you don't want to get hurt again,
Oh,
we normally
you remember the old phrase, rub some dirt on it. You're like, huh? That shit stings. What the fuck you talking about? Rub dirt
you
on it.
you want me to get an infection? Yes, so
Wh-
you'll learn. Learn
or my
what? Dirt's
or
bad.
or my favorite was walk it off. I'm like, I can't even move my legs. What the hell you talking about walking it off?
You just want to look at him and go, whatever you say, Lieutenant Dan. Whatever you say.
It's like you got. I was like, I was playing with one of my cousins one time when I was little, and she kicked me right square in that great region that all men have.
Mhm.
And my dad looked at me and said, "Walk it off, son." I said, "I would, but my legs don't function like that right now."
Ah. Oh wow. Okay, so let's just jump into a few things I had up in mind. Okay, so I'm keeping up with this whole AI stuff, and I actually think I found one AI thing. I wish I had the video of it so I could put it up for you. You might have to look this up later on. That I 100% back up. Now, what this AI does, let's say you have an old still frame, let's say you have an image of like your loved ones, right? And you're with them
Yes.
and you're
Yes.
just hanging out with them.
Mhm.
This AI can take that still frame image and animate it so realistic you look like you're looking at a video of you and your loved one interacting with each other. I'm talking about full head movements, mouth movements, looking around. Like you almost think that you're looking at a Harry Potter magic mirror in this AI program, and how much that would warm someone's heart if they could actually see their loved one, even moving in a
Right.
photo, would just
Well,
comfort
yeah.
somebody.
So from the emotional support standpoint, you're absolutely right. It's a great thing. Absolutely, 100% if it's used for that purpose.
Yeah. Yeah, if
How
it's used for that port, that's
However,
some mischief things.
if you go the other way or just look at what it has to do to be able to do that.
Mhm.
Okay. So yes, would I love to see an animated portrait of my father? 100%. However, here's the issue. Do I want some program that has its own intelligence to now have an image of my father that
No.
could possibly be used somewhere else? So yes, the idea and the warming of the heart and all that good stuff, that's I'm all for that. 100%. The idea of something that I can't control having the ability to now have a copy of that image, I am not behind.
I think it's because I talked to my wife the other day. We as humans, especially nowadays, I don't know what happened to us, but we are always in a mindset of the worst, right? We're always have that mindset of the worst in the forefront of our minds. We can't really look at things nowadays, especially nowadays, and have a hopeful mindset behind it anymore because of all the struggles and problems we see nowadays, or maybe the dramatization that we see on the internet all the time. I don't know what it is, but it's just so sad that I can't even like think of somebody and then I hear somebody said they did something and I can't give them the benefit of the doubt anymore because my mind would immediately go to, yeah, they probably did it. And it shouldn't be that way. It should not be that way at all. It should be like
I agree.
improve and to
I
improve
agree.
and to proven. Until there's 100% proof of it, I don't want to
Right.
hear.
And I get that, and I agree with you on that. But here's the other side of that. The other problem with all of that is that it's not really you that's causing that in yourself. It's actually all the other shit that other people's done has caused you to think that way. I mean, as a society, we've made ourselves paranoid and judgmental. I
Mm,
mean, because it's not like we haven't done shit to make to do that. I mean, for example, um, AI has already been used for deep fakes, right?
yeah.
Okay, so there's you already one negative connotation. Now you know it can do that, then you get to thinking about this thing now has access to the picture of a loved one. So
Hmm.
you're automatically going the negative road. And it's not because you want to, it's because you know it's been proven that it's done this other bad thing. So you know from that that it could do this. And we've done it to ourselves over the years. We've literally made ourselves start seeing, instead of seeing what we consider the good in all the people, we
Hmm.
have showed ourselves the bad in us so much that now we're looking at the negative in everybody.
Yeah. And of course there was, I forget what the psychological, you have to probably help me with this. There's like it's not informational bias, but like it's almost like a drama bias, or there's a term for it. I'm forgetting the term for it, but we almost when we look up information or information comes about, we're almost preset to think of the worst case scenario, and almost as if
Mhm.
we're hoping for it as a form of entertainment rather than hoping for the good outcome of it.
Well, it's because we've gotten to the point where the only thing that we have found good in all the negativity is the entertainment value of it.
Mhm,
I mean, that's quite literally it. We've seen the entertainment value in the negativity as long as it's not directly related to us. Like, um, you watch real life game shows or something like that. Something that like, for example, I like watching The Mole.
yeah.
Okay, I like watching it because there is a mole behind the scenes. One of the players is a mole. Nobody knows who it is, and they're actively trying to sabotage everything everybody else is doing. It's
Mhm,
drama, it's negative, but it's not negative that I'm directly affected by it. So, ergo, it becomes entertainment value. And
mm.
that's the only way we can tolerate it. So, as a society, we figure we can't get entertainment out of our own negative shit that happens, but we can get entertainment out of other people's negative shit. And that's how it's become.
Yeah, like it would just be like I hope nothing ever negative, truly happens to me. Knock on wood. And I would also be the same time. I don't want people to have entertainment out of it. I don't want people to be like, oh, this is so much fun watching this person get their life completely ruined and messed up,
Right.
and it's like,
Absolutely.
but like, why are you enjoying someone else's torment? Well, you know what? You wouldn't like it from you. It's always the looking from the other side of the fence and see whether you like it to happen in another way and see if it's still fair, see if it's still good. Like, don't enjoy it until the proof is given out. Then, if it comes to be 100% true and without a doubt in the mind, then you can rag on them all you want. But that's not a here or there. I just I don't know. I even forget where we came. Oh yeah, it was the photo. So the AI, like, yeah, I could see the negative side. I could see somebody taking um a photo of somebody that's just standing there and then like go, hey, this person in this photo pulls out a gun and shoots somebody. It's like they're taking it and then going to the
Right.
extreme of a negative thing and
Right.
going, this
And
really
and
happened. It's like, no, it didn't. That's a
and
photo.
therein, like you said, I'm 100% behind what it could be used positively for.
Hmm.
I'm just weary of all the negative things that I can also see it being used for. So don't get me wrong. I think it's great. It would be a great idea if it was used properly and everybody, could make people feel good about stuff like that. But there's, as well as I do, there's always going to be that one asshole out there that decides, you know what, I'm going to take this and I'm going to do some stupid shit with it just because I can.
I wonder if there should be a law passed. And then that's AI. One thing has to be labeled as AI, right? Like it has to be like somewhere like this is AI
Right.
online. But like, what if there's a way to have like a background digital code footprints on these things that are AI made? So when people go look at it, going, "Is this real?" and you dive into the code of the image or the video, and you see it's explicitly say AI generator, AI made, or AI, like some way of like decoding it and just without it be like an image, like someone can erase an image or watermark on a picture. They
Right,
can.
yeah, you could do it. You could tag it in the metadata, but the problem is that it depends on how good someone is. Because if yeah, well, hell, it could even depend on how good the AI is. The AI is smart enough, or the person is smart enough, even they could find the metadata and wipe it.
Like I said, it should be like a law, like just like everything that's AI generated, AI made, AI program, whatever it is. So it has to be programmed because it's online, it's on the computer. Should have to by law put in the innits and some facet hidden where the average person could not just make some spoof thing and it's easy to just tell like this is fake. This is all fake. None of it's real at all. It looks real, but it's completely 100% fake. And just some way of like also relieving themselves of liability of people's malicious acts or malicious intent.
Right.
I don't know that you'll do a law about that, but I think there should be something there to really like. We need to put a
Well,
hold on it.
there should be some kind of something to regulate the use of it. Yes.
Mhm. All right. Sorry, I haven't ate today, so you see me munching on things because I have not ate yet. Okay, so I don't know if you saw this or not, or if you watched it yet or not, but the Suicide's Isekai anime were just
Mm.
released yesterday or the day before that. First 3 episodes are already out, and we when we first saw this like, about I would say almost close to a year now ago,
Yeah.
me and you were hyped for this because it looked really good.
Hmm.
But it is DC, but it's made in Japan. What is your expectation for this show? Because it's I thought when I first saw it, I thought it to be like Harley Quinn primarily. No, this is apparently like the like Suicide Squad people.
Yeah.
So, what's your thoughts on it? Because when they were first advertising this to me, I thought it was just going to be just Harley Quinn. That's it.
I'm excited because it's the entire squad.
Mhm.
I'm excited because that whole squad dynamic has always been it's always been a great push point for a story in any
Yeah.
direction. So I'm excited to see where they're going to go, how they're going to, because it's like a completely different world for them. So now
Hmm.
they've got to learn how all that shit works for them, and I'm excited to see how they're going to tie the two. To me, it's like two entities
Yeah.
together.
It's no longer just like, and this is like the truest sense of this is anime meeting comics, right?
Yeah,
Usually like two different seas, two different planes of existence. Now it's all in one thing. Um, and I can't help but like just worry that American is going to try to Americanize anime in this show, and I'm like, no, keep it, keep it their kind of way of storytelling. I like Japanese way of storytelling. Just give it like if anything, I want them to show up comic books. I want to show them like, hey, comic books. This is how you do it.
yeah. Well, I mean, I split the difference on that. To be honest, I love anime and I love comics.
I
I
used to
do.
like comics like back in the '90s.
I love anime and I love comics. And while I love everything that is Japanese anime, I also think that there is a place for an American style anime too in the world. So
Yeah. I do like that the styling is a little bit more realistic in a sense of like they don't do the classic, just the little classic nose. There's a little bit more characteristics. I love the style of it. It looks great. I'm hoping it's good. 3 episodes are released. For those who want to watch it, it's on Hulu, I think.
yep,
Um, so if anybody interested in trying it out and see how it goes, let us know. Apparently it's already like top 5 anime of the year, but I don't really know if that's just like somebody got paid out to say, oh yeah, this is top 5 and put on a list of animes. But I'm looking at their Twitter page right now and they say it was top 5. I'll see how good it is. I'm gonna check it out. I'm excited for it, but I'm also not gonna put my biggest hopes in it. All right. Last little thing I had to talk about is the new game that I got to play last night, free to play, not sponsored, but everybody will be my sponsorship. Go right ahead. And it is the First Descendants. This game is a free to play cross platform not first person over the shoulder shooter that makes games like Warframe, Destiny, and a little bit of Overwatch, if you count that way, all into one thing. And this game's been heavily commercialized on YouTube. If everybody's seen it, it's a little bunny girl running around electricity. And Corver, you have to look at the gameplay of it,
Yes.
and you're already like, yes, we're playing this.
I'm gonna as soon as I get time, I'm gonna install it and check it out. Um, it does give me very much Destiny-esque vibes, and I would say you even got a little Halo in there with the hook shot, snatching yourself
Hmm.
around and flying around. I would say um,
You
a
can
little
pull
bit of
yourself to your enemies, so that's pretty
a
nice.
little bit of Warframe from speed actions and stuff like that. So I can see where somebody got inspired by different pieces,
Hmm.
and they're like, well, what if we do this here?
Yeah.
And it looks pretty interesting. It looks nice as far as the animation and the quality of the artwork on the character skins and stuff. But like I said, I want to play it and get a feel for it as someone that played more Destiny than probably living human being should have. And I've played some Warframe and I've played some Halo. As somebody that's played those games, I want to dive into it and play with it and see how it stacks up in different circumstances to games that I love that are still um among some of my top funnest moments, um, before I'm gonna try to get like a good 12 months experience before I let my wife in so that I don't die, in 5 seconds. I at least get 30 minutes before she massacres me. It'll take me 12 months to get 30 minutes out of it, guys, but I can do it.
um, yeah, I wasn't really interested until I saw somebody else people. And of course, I know some people don't like streamers. I get it. But that's the way how I kind of get impressions of video games. I don't always just go purely off some um video on YouTube because they can easily stage it. They can show off the best aspect of the games. They can show the best parts of the game. And even when I got into the game, I could definitely tell they were putting their foot on the pedal at the get-go, trying to make the game look hype, trying to like show off all the cutscenes, show all the animations, all the fights, all the bosses. It was definitely trying to get your feet on the pedal at the beginning. And I'm hoping this is because it's free to play. And I don't know about you, a lot of free to play online service games over the years start letting loose of that gas pedal a little bit, get a little bit more comfortable, get a little bit more relaxed, and almost to the point it comes to a grinding halt because they just stop putting so much effort behind it. And I'm hoping this is not one of those games
I've
where
seen that, yeah.
they're gonna be like, let's go, let's get it, let's get hype, and then a couple months later going, what happened? I
Yep.
was I was running, stampeding with the herd of people, and I turned around and no one was there. It's
Yep. I've seen
I
that
don't
happen. I've seen it
I
happen.
but yeah, I had a lot of fun playing. We'll play it after this. I'm gonna dive into some more. What do you feel that a always online free to play game, other than cross playing, because you know how rare cross playing like
Mhm.
consoles and PC is, what do you think that this game could offer to you that something like Destiny could not offer?
Mm.
Like, what are you hoping that they would do? Like, hey,
Well,
I want
I
Destiny to
mean,
do it.
by being truly cross-platform out the gate, that is already a big step.
Mhm.
Because it took a while for Destiny and others to get there out before it was actually fully. So that's a big step.
And you know the servers have to cost some money too.
Oh hell yeah, they ain't cheap. I guarantee you. there's a 4-story building some damn where with a shitload of hardware in it. And I say that it's liable to be in more than one location too.
Mhm. But
Um,
yeah, but what are you hoping
which
that this one does?
which with now with today's economics, hell, they may not actually the game developers may not own a physical device. They may have it all in Amazon's cloud in their servers, sitting in Amazon's fucking server farms and
Mhm.
just building it via there. But anyway, not the point. Point is somewhere there's a shitload of hardware running this,
Yes.
and I think what I want to see is, don't get me wrong, I like side quests. I think
Mhm.
they all have their place, but I don't want to go like so many games of this type have. They start out strong with a story quest because that's how they hook you. They need
Yeah.
you in that story. You have to accomplish these things. These bad things are going to happen if you don't. And then slowly they'll start inching in one side quest, two side quests, 12 side quests, 13 side quests to slow you down on the story
Mhm.
because they want to drag the game out. Okay, I get that, guys. Don't give me 12 side quests.
Yeah.
Three I'm okay with. Give me three and then let me continue my story.
Mhm.
Don't slow me down to that point. Let me feel like I'm accomplishing something because sometimes, you know as well as I do, some of the side quests have absolutely jack shit to do with the primary quest.
Yeah.
And when I do one of those quests that have nothing to do with the primary quest, I can't help but think, what the fuck am I doing? I'm
Mhm.
here for a reason. Why am I doing this?
Yeah.
You know?
Um. For the on that scale of things, if you do a lot of story at the very beginning, let's say this is the first patch, right? And the next
Mhm.
patch to come out, and it's a quarter of what it was before. And the next patch comes out, it's a quarter of that quarter of what it once was. And the next
Then
patch comes out, and it's just like,
at that point, I'm not playing anymore because I've
mm,
gotten to the point where the main thing that pulled me in, which is for me the story,
yeah,
is not there anymore. It's not
mm,
making enough development to keep me engaged.
yeah,
The reason why I stayed engaged with Destiny as long as I did is even though it had a shitload of side quests, you could ignore those at any given point.
mm-hmm,
Okay, they weren't those kind of side quests that just bitched and bitched and bitched and bitched. You either did or didn't do them. That was up to you. But they kept the story rolling, patch after patch after patch after patch. You finish this story and you're like, "Ha, we beat the big bad." The next patch said, "No, you didn't. This motherfucker had a boss. Here it is. Here's the boss, and they're coming to kick your ass, and they've already done this. So get to it." And you're like, "Oh shit, I'm a truck again. I'm a truck again." You know, and
yeah,
they kept even when a storyline finished, they found a way to tie another storyline into it. Like you had Crota died. Then you had the king died. Then you had his sister. You know, they just
mm-hmm,
kept coming, and each time it got a little worse, 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 and yeah, that's how it managed to keep me as long as it did because there was always something new to the actual story, not just a shitload of story quests all the time. I mean, a shitload of side quests all the time. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's a ton of side quests. You could spend days doing nothing but side quests, and some people did.
mm-hmm.
But you didn't have to. There was always some kind of story quest that you could be doing.
Yeah, just keep the story. I say you're gonna start a story. Keep that same rhythm. Keep that same pace. Don't burn that. Don't burn the story all in one go. If I was developing a game, I would want to make sure that that story lasts for a long time. Have a goal, but at the same time, don't be like, okay, let's just this first patch. Let's have the players burn through that stuff. Make content if you're gonna make content that really slows me down. I want content that slows me down because it's hard, it's challenging, it's difficult. I want to lose,
All right.
not like on purpose, but I want to like if I lost, I want it to be fair, but I want to be like, oh, I want to try it again. I want to try it again and make it where I do try it again, make it worth it, right? Make
I
it
want that
challenging, make it
moment
worth it.
where when I get my ass kicked, I'm like, oh hell no.
Hmm.
Uh-uh. Nah, I ain't done. I'm coming. We're gonna stay with this shit till I get this motherfucker tonight. He
Yeah.
going down. I want that moment.
Um.
I don't want it as bad as obviously Stealthy did when she had to play Darksiders 3 and deal with envy um over and over again. But anyway, not the point. I got one other topic for you,
All right.
and Stealthy might want to pay attention to this because this is a little insider information I got because I was in the tattoo parlor today.
Mm-hmm.
So while I'm in the tattoo parlor today, I'm talking to my artist, and he told me he did a tattoo for one of the guys that was one of the project leads in the Dark Universe area and in the yes, and it's okay, in the Dark Universe area and in the uh Ministry of Magic area. Those are two portals that are going to be at the new park. One of the project guys that was helping coordinate all that, he come in to get a tattoo a couple days ago or so. He wanted to get the dark mark, but he wanted to tweak it. So
Okay.
instead of having the skull, he had Frankenstein's face put there, and he had a little bit of wolfman fur put around here, some Dracula teeth. What he did is he merged the two because he was part of the project lead team for the two areas, and he wanted to remember it.
Yeah.
While they were talking, another topic come up. There is real debate on putting a Legend of Zelda area. Not just talk about, but like they are talking with Nintendo,
Mm-hmm.
and it might not go in Super Mario World. It may be its own thing.
That's good.
So um and he was asking me what I thought about it, and I was like, "Well, I think I'm going to be a lot poorer if they open that area because I'm going to throw money at it." Um,
I'm just hoping,
um,
cause normally when theme parks, I talked about this before, when normally theme parks do something that is very highly decorated, highly themed like that, like that they have, like they want to put this in a theme park, it normally alludes to something else that they are working on. And I am so okay if Nintendo and Orlando wants to make a Legend of Zelda movie like Mario. Let's just get it over with. Let's hear what they think Zelda sounds like and Link sounds or Link, sorry. Let's have a Zelda movie. Please, somebody just do a good version of it and make it my childhood
yeah,
memory. I think
yeah.
they did a great job on Mario.
Well,
So
here's the problem that they have. They've made a Legend of Zelda anime before,
mhm.
and the voice they used for Link was terrible. That dude was terrible. I mean, he
Yeah.
sounded like a whiny little baby princess. Well, bitch, every time he said it, I wanted to slap shit out of him.
Excuse me.
Who's me? I wanted to slap the shit out of him. At one point, I was like, if Zelda throwed him to Ganon and said, stick him in that damn glass jar, I wouldn't blame her. As a matter of fact, hell, I might pay her to do it. But Jesus, yeah, I hope if they ever do a live action, or even if they do like a CGI like they did the last Mario movie,
Yeah.
um, I would be fine with either one. I'm fine with them doing a voice on Link as long as it doesn't sound like a whiny little bitch.
Well, yeah. Even when my wife was playing yesterday, she was playing Tears of the Kingdom, and she was like, "I haven't heard audio for this game for a long time because she nobody plays it here on her PC. Promise she has no speaker for the game, so she couldn't hear the audio. And she was hearing the Link all making the they make all the sounds, and she was like, he doesn't sound right. He sounds like he's moaning. And I'm like, well, because he can't actually have him talking. It's just like they can't. But like if they do a movie, he has to talk. He has to say something. We can't do this whole grunting the entire movie, or
Well,
we're
I could
gonna have
just say, I can see them getting around it by saying, "This is the legendary light knight Link. He's mute."
a.
Uh, 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 uh.
Yeah, the
No
next
wonder,
movie is in the
No wonder Zelda likes him so much. All he can do is.
Can you imagine? Just putting it out there. Can you imagine if they did like a
Dude, I'm
Zelda
straight.
movie, and the Zelda movie they make is literally like the end of the franchise. It's like, yeah, and then Zelda
Okay,
and Link actually gets married and
don't
has
sit in on
kids.
that. That's power. Yeah, I don't know, man. I can think of a bunch of different things.
Well, I hope they do it, and I would like to see it. I know that would be even more reasons for my wife to go there, because like I told you before, she's not a big person on roller coasters and rides. But you say it's Zelda themed, and she actually might be like, you know what, we can make an exception for this, but only because, like, but what about Harry Potter? I like that too. That's
Yeah,
nice too.
yeah, yeah. You give her more than one, she's liable to say yes.
Yeah.
Oh, now you get Harry Potter and Zelda? Okay, now it's worth it.
Me, I'm going, I like rides, let's get it. I don't really mind either way, but yeah, okay. Yeah, so that would be it for this week. Just give you a quick announcement for everybody. No podcast again tomorrow. Tomorrow we're gonna be taking off. Have a happy 4th of July, of course. Everybody be safe, be mindful, be wary of fireworks though. If you live in your own house, just because you're, people shooting fireworks and that mean you're safe. Be wary, be responsible. Corvo will be out and enjoying more of the theme parks tomorrow. So again, who'll be then? I will be streaming myself tomorrow as per usual.
And we should be back Sunday in time to do our D&D session.
Are you be back home on Sunday?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, if you're wanting to watch that, hopefully this week nothing will come about and we'll be able to do that. Hoping the other people. Sorry for last week. I stated on my Twitter my Twitter page. If you're not already following me on there, the reasons why we're not able to show up, but please follow my Twitter page, not only for updates for my streams, updates of anything that happens or any giveaways that I'm entering. I'm entering giveaways all the time. So you might, want to join some of those giveaways that I enter. So, you might win one of them. But please be sure to follow me if you're not already on my YouTube channel. Share this podcast with all your family and friends and loved ones. But as always, have a good day, have a good night, have a good life. Much love, y'all.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Here's a little song I wrote.
The grumpiest of bear that loves to play, to make people laugh in every way. His jokes are sometime crude and sometime ass, with his wife of 15 years that is always having his back. Even when his dogs and cat are being a pain in the ass, he hopes this will always last, even bring the fun to the masses. Rolling to 20 and beating every dungeon classes with his goofy faces and voice all over the places. He hopes to never give up on his dreams to bring joy and even the facts with his laughs. Podcast every week and stream with friends to bring that energy like big booty claps. He never get angry but sure can get scared, with anime on his side is always prepared. Even though he's the grumpiest of bears, this bear is always cool in his chair. Till the end his streams always beware, cause he coming after you and hope you'll be there. So hope you'll have a good day, a good night, and as always have a good life. Much love. Good night, good night, good night, good night. Much love. Have a good night, good life. Grumpiest of bear that loves to play, to make people laugh in every way. His jokes are sometime crude and sometime ass, with his wife of 15 years that is always having his back. Even when his dogs and cat are being a pain in the ass, he hopes this will always last, even bring the fun to the masses. Rolling to 20 and beating every dungeon classes with his goofy faces and voice all over the places. He hopes to never give up on his dreams to bring joy and even the facts with his laughs. Podcast every week and stream with friends to bring that energy like big booty claps. He never get angry but sure can get scared, with anime on his side is always prepared. Even though he's the grumpiest of bears, this bear is always cool in his chair. Till the end his streams always beware, cause he coming after you and hope you'll be there. So hope you'll have a good day, a good night, and as always have a good life. Much love. Good night, good night, good night, good night. Much Much love, have a good night, good life. Much love, have a good night, good life.